Welcome to my views and news viewers. Ethiopian Prime Minister's National Security Advisor Ridwan Hussein, whose rank is equal to that of a minister, addressed MPs at the parliament yesterday when TPLF was removed from a terrorist designation, and his talk is now being criticized. Both Tigrayan and Amharic news sources are slamming Ridwan Hussein. What did Ridwan Hussein say? Did he speak the truth? What did he say about disarmament? What did he say about Tigray's people of Tigray's call, demand for independence? Not from all people of Tigray have been, not all people of Tigray have been demanding, they've been calling for independence, but there have been some calls for independence in Tigray, especially when war was going on in Tigray. What did Ridwan Hussein say? Last night I read an article written by an Amharic outlet accusing Ridwan Hussein of being a TPLF agent. And that writer claimed that Ridwan was in collusion with the TPLF from day one. He provided secret information intelligence to Tigray forces. Eritrea knew it very well. That is why Eritrea did not allow Ridwan to take charge as Ethiopian ambassador in Eritrea. So these conspiracy theories, these claims are being launched by the two sides, especially from Amharic side. What happened? What did Ridwan say at the parliament yesterday? Firstly, when TPLF was removed, when voting was held, before that Ridwan and Gideon Timotheus briefed the members of parliament. Ridwan said that TPLF was placed on terrorist lists to reduce its economic, its political influence, and to increase Ethiopian National Defense Force capability. By saying that, he implied that TPLF did not commit any crime. It wasn't placed on the list of terrorist organizations for any crimes committed. Rather, the purpose was to make it dysfunctional. This position taken by Ridwan is being criticized by Amhara activists, some Amhara activists and politicians. They say that Ridwan is acquitting TPLF of all its crimes. Secondly, he talked about disarmament. He said heavy weapons have been handed over by Tigray forces to Ethiopian National Defense Force. But disarmament of light arms, small arms is not realistic. Here again, now this point of Ridwan is being criticized by Amhara side. They say that it means that Ridwan did not negotiate the deal, Pretoria deal with TPLF sincerely. Rather, he was in secret alliance with TPLF. And TPLF will not be, Tigray Defense Force will not be completely disarmed. Pretoria Agreement clearly states that Tigray forces will surrender heavy weapons to Ethiopian National Defense Force and light arms will be collected by Tigray regional government. Light arms will remain in Tigray, and Tigray obviously is going to have its police, its regional force, its special force. These light arms will be given to the members of police and special force. That is what Pretoria Agreement states. And that is what Ridwan said largely. But after that, we saw a campaign against Ridwan by Amhara activists. Tigrayan activists and some news outlets are also slamming Ridwan. and they are asking questions. They're grilling the TPLF as well. Ridwan said that TPLF had agreed to drop its quest for independence. I think this understanding was reached behind the scenes. There is no mention of this understanding in Pretoria deal that Tigray would never exercise Article 39 of Ethiopian constitution, which gives right to Ethiopian regional states to exercise the right of self-determination, to determine their future. But in the talks, it means TPLF has agreed that it will never call for secession, for a separate Tigray country, which has been a demand of some sections of Tigray, some members of political military elite of Tigray. And secondly, Ridwan said that TPLF had agreed that it would never use the term TDF, Tigray Defense Force. Why? Because TDF is being dismantled. So by saying that TPLF had agreed it would not use the term TDF, Ridwan meant to say that TDF was going to be dismantled gradually. These 2 points are being raised by Tigrayan news outlets and sources, and they say that TPLF has made some underhand dealings with the Ethiopian government. The dealings, the understandings are not being made public. And Ridwan's speech clearly indicates that TPLF only sought its own survival. There's clear mention in Pretoria deal that TPLF would be reinstated as a political party. Terrorism designation will be removed, and that is what happened yesterday. So Ridwan is now being grilled, he's being slammed by both parties, by Tigrayan and Amhara news outlets and actives. What Ridwan said, though, is largely true. TPLF has made several concessions in the talks which led to the signing of Pretoria deal. On day one, when this deal was signed, I said it was a deal of capitulation. Back then, some Tigrayan viewers criticized me, but gradually things came out and you saw. TPLF agreed to disarmament, dismantling of Tigray Defense Force, not to use the term TDF, and TPLF has adopted its call for independence, which wasn't an official call, but Tigray leaders, Getachew, Debretsion, have been hinting that people of Tigray would decide their future in accordance with Article 39. So they were threatening in a way that people of Tigray could hold a referendum to determine the future status of their region. But now, in Pretoria deal, TPLF has surrendered its demand for independence, it seems. As regards Ridwan's claim that TPLF won't use the term TDF, it's very obvious. Since there is no TDF, so no need of use of term TDF. TDF is being dismantled. Secondly, the criticism of Amhara news outlets against Ridwan is also very genuine and very appropriate. Why? Because when TPLF was placed on terrorist list, no one said that it was being done just to curtail TPLF's economic and political capability. Back then, there was a list of crimes which were heaped on TPLF. The TPLF was destroying the country, and that is why it was necessary to declare it as a terrorist entity. But now government is changing its position. Why? Because government has struck a deal with the Tigray People Liberation Front. And the other point raised by Ridwan regarding disarmament, yes, small arms will be distributed to the members of Tigray military, Tigray police and Tigray special force. It's not that all small arms will be given to Ethiopian National Defense Force. Overall, I think Ridwan spoke the truth. Largely. He tried to convince the members of parliament to support the vote for removal of TPLF from the list. Still, 61 opposed removal of TPLF from the list. It means, and dozens of them were from Prosperity Party, ruling party, mainly from Amhara region. They opposed TPLF's removal from terrorist designation. So, still, what is needed for lasting peace in Ethiopia is a broader dialogue, not just between TPLF and Ethiopian government, like we saw in Nairobi and Pretoria. No, comprehensive dialogue is needed among Tigray, Amhara, federal government, maybe Somali region, and other regions too. All should be involved in some comprehensive dialogue. That is the way to resolve issues, to put an end to complaints, grievances. Otherwise, this bitterness will continue. Thank you for watching.